Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Faith. Thank you so much for being here. Today I am going to be testing out the new brand at Ulta called Flesh Beauty. In this video, I will be talking in depth about the products that I have here from Flesh and also showing you how I applied them and everything like that. So it's kind of like a demo and review. When I first saw this on, I think it was Ulta's Instagram, I was super intrigued just because of the marketing and the packaging. Everything looked so beautiful. It just really caught my eye and I was super interested in it. I don't really remember the last time there was a really new makeup line at Ulta. There's probably something I'm forgetting about, but it just intrigued me because it's a brand new brand at Ulta. I found that really cool and I definitely wanted to test it out for you guys, especially because the price point is pretty up there. This brand is kind of on the same level as Tarte, Too Faced, those types of brands. Not luxury prices, but definitely not drugstore prices. So I really wanted to test this out, see if it's any good, and let you guys know my thoughts. So let's just get right on into it. So first off, let's just talk about the packaging to begin with. I love the whole packaging scheme with the brown and then light baby pink. I think it's so cool and so unique. I have not seen any other brand that kind of looks like this. It looks fresh and new and just really nice. I love the font, and they kind of have this fingerprint flesh-like symbol, I guess, is kind of like their logo. It goes along with their logo. It is also imprinted in some of their products. If I can open this. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that just because I have used this, so that top layer has kind of worn off, but I really like that. I think that it's unique and different and cool. So I love the packaging, A+ on the packaging. But now let's actually get into which products I have and what I think about them. So the first product I got from Flesh is their stick foundation. And I have to say, when I first got the package of like everything, like all my packages in the Ulta box, I thought that maybe they had not sent me the foundation or they sent me something wrong, because the size of this, I mean, come on, it is so small. I definitely was immediately disappointed in how small this is. So let me just tell you how many ounces are in here. 0.16 ounces of product. Typically, like, let me look at my Hourglass foundation. In the Hourglass foundation, there are 0.25 ounces, almost double the amount of product. However, obviously, if you guys know, the Hourglass foundation is very expensive, and this Flesh foundation, I believe, is $18. Let me look it up. Yeah, so this is $18, so I guess in comparison to the Hourglass, it actually ends up being like kind of the same in terms of expense. But I don't know, I just found it kind of strange, like how small this is. Like, it looks like a mini size. So I didn't really love that here, but in terms of how it applies and how it looks on the skin, I actually do like it. I wouldn't say it'd replace my favorite foundations like the L'Oreal Pro Glow, and I really like the Born This Way from Too Faced. I don't think it's better than those in terms of how it works on my skin, but I do like it. It definitely didn't leave me feeling dry. A lot of times stick foundations, if you're a dry skinned person, can really accentuate the dry patches. I didn't find that happening. I actually found it to be kind of moisturizing, and I just used my Sigma flat kabuki brush to blend it out. I love to use this brush when I have stick foundations. It just blends and buffs everything out so nicely. I am a Sigma affiliate, by the way, so there is a code in the description bar if you are ever interested in Sigma brushes. I just wanted to point that out quickly. Let's just put this all the way to the top. So that's it. There's that much left. So for $18, I mean, $18 is still like basically a $20 bill after tax and everything. So to just throw a $20 bill at something like this, I don't know. I'm kind of like iffy on it. I don't really know if this is worth it. So sorry, my opinion on that is kind of like mixed. I'm just not really sure what to think about it. I don't think it's a bad foundation, but I do think the amount of product you get is kind of lame. So the next product that I used from Flesh is their Tender Flesh Blush, and this is in the shade Glaze. This blush, you guys, is so nice. It is so pigmented. I am having trouble opening this for some reason, but so nice. I also was a little surprised by the pan size. In here, there's 0.14 ounces. Here is one of my favorite drugstore blushes. This is from Milani, and these cost about like $7-8, I think. And there's 0.12 ounces in this. What did I say? There's 0.14 ounces. So these are basically the same size. And for the Flesh Blush, these cost $26. So let's see if these are $7. Let me just double check that. Okay, yeah. These are $7, this is $26, so quick math means this is 4 times the cost of the Milani one. I personally, if you like a little bit of a sheen too in your blush, because this doesn't really have much of a sheen, I'd stick with the Milani drugstore blush. However, if you like more of a satin finish blush and you want a lot of pigment, this definitely, the Flesh blush has a lot more pigment than the Milani blush. Not that this doesn't have pigment, this does as well, but this literally, all you have to do is boom, and you have a ton of blush. You'll see in the demo how pigmented it is. I actually had to blend it out with my fluffy foundation brush because it was way too pigmented, like I looked like a clown almost. So this definitely does pack a punch, so therefore it's probably gonna last a lot longer than most other blushes, but I still found it interesting that this was $26 and the foundation was only $18. Like it just is kind of weird. I can't think of another brand where the blush is so much more expensive than the foundation in the line. I just found that kind of odd. $26 for this blush. I think it's a great blush. I love the color of it, but it is pricey, so is it worth the money? I don't really think so. I feel bad. Again, it's a super, super nice blush, but I just don't know if it's worth that price point of $26, especially considering how small it is and that you can get something just as nice from the drugstore. So that's all I have to say about that. Now, onto a very, very positive note. I found a gem in this Flesh Beauty new brand. This eyeshadow palette right here is absolutely gorgeous. It comes with a nice mirror. I love the kind of like book style that it is. And this of everything, I have a couple other items I've tried, but just spoiler alert, this of everything is the best product, and this absolutely is worth the money. So this eyeshadow palette costs $38, which is definitely hefty for a eyeshadow palette, especially considering that there's only 9 shades. Most eyeshadow palettes at that price range have around 10, 12, sometimes even more, like 30. Like if you think of the Morphe shadows, you can get 35 shadows for that price. So it is definitely pricey, but the reason I think this is worth the $38 is because of the formulation and the colors are gorgeous. Something I want to point out that I think I did in the demo as well, but I'll do it here. You can dig and dig and dig into these mattes. Like I am pushing and there's barely any fallout. There's a little bit, but for the amount of pigment this gives, and again, you'll see it in the demo when I put this on my crease, there is so much pigment with very limited fallout. So when you think of the scandal with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette and the uproar with all of the fallout, a lot of times shadows that have intense pigment also have a lot of fallout. The lighter you press down and pack in a shadow into the pan, the more pigment you'll get. So a lot of times what you give up in the fallout and everything like that, and having a lot of fallout, you will gain in pigmentation and having a really nice intense pigment. But this is actually the best of both worlds. There's not a lot of fallout, but there's also intense payoff in the pigment. You can see just how pigmented this is. The black is so nice. This might be my favorite black that I've ever tried. I show that in the demo as well. I also use this deeper brown shade in the crease. They're just so pigmented. I'll show you here in the swatch. You can see how far those go. A lot of times mattes will just trail off like right about here and you won't see any more pigment, but not with these. They are extremely pigmented. My only gripe with this eyeshadow palette is that I wish there was a lighter transition shade. So these 6 on top are all shimmers and these are the only 3 mattes you get. I wish they maybe would have taken out one of the shimmers and put in a very light transition shade, because I found that going in with this right from the start, since it's the lightest shade, it was still a little bit too dark to set down the concealer or eyeshadow primer that I had on my lid. So I wish that there was a lighter shade, but that really is my only complaint. These shimmers too are like so intense and so foiled. They're seriously so beautiful, and I have nothing like this pink shade in my collection. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I used this one on my lid and then this white one in my tear duct, and they're just amazing. So gorgeous, so pigmented, and they apply really nicely on the eyes. They're so metallic and so gorgeous. Like I really don't think that I have anything that performs as well as these shimmers. So I really like this eyeshadow palette. I definitely will be using this more. I enjoy the packaging, I enjoy the formulas, and I enjoy the shades. Now the next product I got from Flesh is a bullet lipstick, and generally I am not a fan of regular bullet lipsticks. I'm more of a liquid lipstick type of girl, and Flesh Beauty does have liquid lipsticks, but they don't really have any in a nude shade, and I am hands down a nude lipstick sort of girl. I rarely wear color on my lips, so I wanted to get a nude shade, and so I had to get one of their bullet lipsticks, and this is their Fleshy Lips lipstick in the shade Hungry. I love this shade. It is a very moisturizing, kind of like a sheen type of a formula. These cost $18, so for a really nice pigmented lipstick that is really moisturizing, like if you're someone that wants moisture in their lipstick, I would say this is definitely worth it. It's almost glossy. So if you are looking for something like this, like very pigmented sheen type gloss lipstick, I would definitely recommend this. It's not my preferred type of lip product. Like I said, I prefer more matte liquid lipsticks, but just looking at it in terms of what it is, and this being a bullet lipstick that is supposed to have a sheen to it, I think it's a really nice product, and I love the shade. I think this shade Hungry is a beautiful pinky nude sort of shade that is very flattering and can really go with any sort of makeup look. So I highly recommend this if you enjoy regular bullet lipsticks that are moisturizing. Okay, and the last product I have from Flesh that I got and wanted to test out for you guys is their highlighter. And this one is in the shade Jump. It is a nice light gold shade, very pretty. So you can see there. I kind of have mixed feelings about this too though. Obviously I am wearing it right now, as you can see in the demo. I applied it with this brush right here from Delium. This is actually a tapered contour brush, but I love to use this for highlight. And I think it does look pretty. I mean, I think it does look really pretty. I don't know. I think just from the swatch, I thought it was going to be even more intense. And when I look in the viewfinder, it does look very intense. And it does look very pretty, but it's almost more of like a pigmentation thing. Like I think the sheen is really pretty, but something about it is just, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I'm not dying for it. You know what I mean? So this is $28 and there's 6 colors. The Jump one that I have, they describe it as a sparkling champagne. It looks like the lightest one. All the other ones are kind of like a pinkier color, and this is more of a kind of neutral champagne color. So I don't know, I really do like it. I just think that, I don't know, like I want it to be a little bit more pigmented, a little more intense. If you are looking for something that gives you that high shine, glossy effect with your highlight, but you don't want it to be actually like pigmented, like a actual color on your cheek, this is really nice. I think that you would like this. I think this is a beautiful highlight for brides or something like that. I feel like it's emphasizing my texture a little bit though. I can't really put my finger on what I don't like about this yet. I just like my Anastasia Beverly Hills Sun Dipped Glow Kit better. Let me get that and kind of compare the two. So my favorite shade from the Sun Dipped Glow Kit is this one right here, and I feel like in the pan, these two look pretty similar. This one's just a little bit lighter, but let me swatch it and see if I can figure out what's different about them. So on top is the ABH one, so that's so interesting that in the pan, like I just said, this one I think looks lighter. Now maybe it's just playing me because the background of this is black and the background of this is light, so it might just be playing me there. But the swatch of the ABH one is like even lighter. Do you see that? This swatch is more yellow and like metallic. So maybe that's what I'm looking for, is just something like a little bit more light and more metallic. Whereas this one from Flesh Beauty, I would say is intensely glossy, but not necessarily intensely pigmented. I'm not sure if that's making sense. I'm trying to explain it the best way possible. I think it's a beautiful highlight. It just doesn't compete with my favorite from ABH. So yeah. So those are my thoughts on Flesh Beauty. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I didn't mention this in the beginning, but all of the other makeup that I used, like the concealer that I used, like my brow product and everything like that, will also be linked down below in the description bar. So if you want to see what I paired this all with, then you can check that out. For the most part, I used products that I know how they're going to perform and I've used for a very long time. So I can kind of test this accurately and show it to you guys how I know things should perform, because I already know how those products perform with my other favorite products. So it's kind of like a even, fair test. So yeah guys, that is Flesh Beauty. Again, let me know in the comments what you think of it, what you'd want to try. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give the video a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!